content.
Welcome. Get comfortable. I don't know where you are. You may be at home. You may be walking. You may be working. Whatever you're doing, pay attention, because this is a great story. It's a great story. It's a story about a woman who divided social audio. Now, you should already understand it takes power to do that. So this is a story about a powerful woman, okay? Her name is Lydia Cotton. Lydia Cotton, aka Mama ADOS. Now, I've been so fascinated with her journey. I gave her the name Mama ADOS, and then I wrote a song. Mama ADOS, Mama ADOS, Mama ADOS, Mama ADOS. Now I can see this song actually becoming something very huge in black culture. Mama ADOS, Mama ADOS. You know, I also call her ADOS Tubman, aka Miss Intellectual Seduction. Now, for a woman to be intellectual and be seductive, that's called wholesome. That's called completion. You see, a lot of women walk around and all they got to show is their body. Their body's what talks for them. Now here you got a woman that's pleasant to look at. And she's also saying something. That right there is the next level type of woman. I also call her the Negro Moses in a skirt. The Negro Moses in a skirt. AKA fuck them Africans. Yep. That's Mama ADOS. AKA fuck them Africans. AKA classy ratchet. Yes. She is eloquently ratchet. And this is, it's not just a story about Lydia. It's about her and her Negro ruling class. I call them the Mama ADOS family. Okay? We're going to go through their rise and fall on social audio. Okay? First, let me start off by kind of introducing the ideology of Lydia Cotton, okay? So we're going to listen to some clips, okay? It's going to help with the story so, you know, you can have this nostalgic feeling, okay? So let's go through these clips.
Nobody anticipated that it would be, that this system would replace what blackness was. You think, okay, black immigrants have become the scapegoat. However, you also were unaware and how this system had a plan for you. You then took on discrimination as oppression, and they're not the same things. Y'all came here with a mission because this was the land of your opportunity. However, this was the land of our oppression.
Now what she said in there was there were some powerful words in there. So she's basically talking about black immigrants, right? That come to America, and you know, they would see discrimination as oppression, whereas, like, you know, her being black American from this country, her roots is from here, right? she sees herself as oppressed and the black immigrant as what? Discriminated against. So it's not the same thing. So she's basically saying we don't have the same experience in this country, so we need to delineate. Okay, so I understand that, right? Lydia was somebody on social audio. When I first got on social audio, she was we was all in rooms, everybody was talking. I did not know that she was gonna blow up like that, right? She changed the app with one statement, one very powerful statement. She said, "You are not black. You are not black. You are not black. I am black. You are not black." That divided the app, because we all got on the app thinking that we was all black, right? Africans, Caribbean, Black American, in real life, we just say we're black. When you fill out forms, they don't separate African and black. It's black/African. They put everybody together, right? So here comes Lydia saying, you probably grew up here, or you were born here and you've considered yourself black, but we are actually black because we Black American. We are, direct descendants from slavery, and you are not. So you are not black. You are actually, in a sense, right? I'm paraphrasing, appropriating our lineage, and you're taking our jobs and you're coming here, and it's almost like you have infiltrated our space. So this was Lydia's rhetoric. This is her language. Like I said, I'm paraphrasing, but I'm giving you an idea. I do think her message, right? The essence of it made sense, but I think you can feel that Lydia didn't like immigrants. You understand what I'm saying? So there is like a point of conversation to have and say, hey, let's delineate, but it's not that I'm anti-you. But I think a lot of people was made to feel, and I don't know if it's how Lydia delivered her message, but a lot of people were made to feel like she was anti-immigrant, but anti in a negative way, where it made the immigrants feel like they had to defend themselves as opposed to having dialogue. Okay? Now, I wanted to interview Lydia because when I would hear her speak like this, I was like, this is very interesting. Some things I agree with, some things I disagree with. Let's have an interview. Phone calls were made. I actually ended up talking to her husband. And her husband said somebody else was going to do the interview. The person that was going to do the interview with Lydia is called Rochelle Ritchie. She is also part of the Mama Adolph's family. We're going to get to her real soon, okay? I was like, wait, social audio is just popping off. Nobody's doing interviews. This is my idea. So that's kind of a coincidence that Rochelle Ritchie has been planning to do an interview with Lydia when nobody else been doing no interviews, but I'm the essence of interviews. I'm the interview father on Clubhouse on social audio. I started that. So I was like, okay, cool. Let her do it. Did Lydia and Rochelle do an interview? No, they didn't. I come to find out that they don't fuck with me. They actually not just don't fuck with me, they actually dislike me. And I had done nothing to these people at all. I wanted to do an interview. They played me on that. Cool. I went on about my day, never said nothing publicly. The first time I heard the Mama Adolph's family speak about me, it was in disgust. It was distasteful. And at that time, the culture was trying to cancel me. I shouldn't even say the culture. Bum ass niggas on Clubhouse was trying to cancel me, okay? So it was almost like being down. And that's when Lydia and her crew stepped up. Like, this is the perfect time to stomp on him while he's down. You could say, Beto, you're lying, but y'all know Beto got them clips. So when I say something, that means I'm about to what? Play it. All right, so here is Lydia.
The baseline of most of the things he's talking about are not realities for his particular melanin group of people. And so he creates conversations about other people's melanin struggles to leverage his social relevancy. And I have an issue with that because just like actual descendants of American slaves, Sam too is ignorant. I had no interest in giving any type of legitimacy to Sam's spaces by being on the stage. So, and out of respect for him and me, I just think it's beneath the both of us.
Now, you know, imagine at a time, it's kind of like, you know, she has a platform, a big voice. And at the time where, you know, people are trying to cancel you because you have a big voice on a platform, you know, and that's when somebody of her magnitude starts using her platform or her voice and her crew to even stomp on you some more. So I was like, whoa. And here is Dr. B. Dr. B. So right now you should know Lydia Cotton, Darius, that's the husband, Rochelle Ritchie, that's her, I would say her metaverse best friend, and Dr. B, that's another nigga in the crew, okay? And you about to hear Dr. B, and you're gonna hear how he felt about me. And this is another person that I had never said nothing about, but this is how he felt about me. So that means they hated me behind the scenes, and I had said nothing bad about them, okay? So it was made clear to me that the Mama Adolph's family didn't fuck with me, okay? So now let me kind of dive into Rochelle Ritchie. So Rochelle Ritchie, you know, as how I've described Lydia, eloquent, you know what I'm saying? Rochelle Ritchie is also eloquent in her own field. You know, she's a journalist. She actually interviewed Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci, the people that scammed us with COVID. Remember? Rochelle Ritchie interviewed Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Fauci, thank you so much for joining us here on Revolt Black News. We've seen a lot of skepticism when it comes to the vaccine, when it comes to COVID-19, especially when we think about how quickly the vaccine was produced. I want you to, if you can just give us very briefly why people should not be concerned about how quickly the vaccine was developed.
Well, that is a great question, and that is the key question. And in fact, I have recently explained that in an article I wrote last week.
So, here's the thing, okay, with where we are right now. The Mama Adolph's family, they felt like they were so above all the other communities and different groups of people on social audio. They started dictating how and what conversations people should have and who can have what conversations. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why I call them the Negro ruling class, because they became the bourgeoisies, and they said, oh, somebody like Sam Beto do drama rooms. Oh, that's beneath us. Don Perez and B. James do drama rooms. That's beneath us. We want intellectual conversations. So at that time, people are looking at them like, yeah, these are the Obamas of this whole thing. Well, I shouldn't say Obama because Obama's African, so they would not want to be associated with anything African. So I have to pick something that is not African. Let me think about a name of somebody who is light-skinned that's not African. That has no African blood in them because they do not tolerate African blood. Jesse Jackson. I imagine like a family of Jesse Jacksons, you know? And they was just dictating what kind of conversations we all should have. But then I started realizing something. Well, first, I realized that they was all light-skinned. And number two, I realized that they were also very dramatic. And they were not just having intellectual conversations. They were very dramatic. That's why I call Lydia classy ratchet. I call Rochelle Ritchie the same thing. Listen.
It would be 2 shots to the fucking dome. There's no
If
respect
somebody
there.
said that about my father.
Yeah, I said it about his dad, about his Caucasian
You said
father.
it about his
Yes.
father.
And you said if somebody said that about your dad, it would be
So
2
when it
shots to
comes
the
to
dome.
attention,
So basically, King Lowe's was talking to some dude, said something about a dude's father. Rochelle Ritchie just was like, yo, if somebody said about that about my dad, 2 shots to the dome. I mean, 2 shots to the dome? It's kind of sexy, though. I ain't even gonna cap. It's kind of sexy, you know what I mean? I mean, you want a girl that's gonna be interviewing Dr. Fauci that's really ready to put 2 shots in the dome of her op. You feel me? Like, so, you know what I mean? It ain't what it is, you feel me?
it's Americans.
In
Let's talk,
reference to what I said.
let's talk about indigenous Americans, okay?
Nah, we ain't talking about shit. Do you talk about this? Get your weak ass out of here.
So she got moved to the audience. Okay, I'm gonna break some things down to you.
Queen, yo, that shit she said was out of bounds.
Exactly.
That shit she said, it would be 2
I'm
shots
writing
to the
about this
dome. I'm
tomorrow.
from Chicago.
I wasn't talking about you, Los. I wasn't talking about you.
Yo, that was in reference to me.
And if you heard what she said, I'm gonna write about this tomorrow. So that was kind of one of her weapons too. Like anytime she would go through something on the app, she would be like, I'm gonna write about you. You know, because she has that platform also outside of the app. But yes, this is a realization that I had. I said, oh, these women, they're dominant, right, in their fields. So they want niggas that got hood in them. They want niggas that got thug in them, but are also intellectual. That's why when King Lowe's moved her to the audience, instead of her leaving the room, she still went up on the stage to talk to him for quite some time, because they like to be submitted by thuggish, intellectual, hoodlum, smart niggas. Now Lydia's husband, Darius, he has his eloquent ways. He cuss a lot. I would say he's half eloquent, full nigga. And in actuality, I think she's with him because he got shot like 5-6 times and he survived. You know? So I think when they got together on a date and he was like, I got shot before, she fell in love because he survived danger. And a nigga that survives danger becomes an aggressor to protect themselves. So she felt like he can protect her. And he's half eloquent. So it made sense. So now you're starting to understand the classy, ratchet, bougie, Negro, ruling class still got ghetto in them. Still are turned on by ghetto. Still love ratchet. Listen to this nigga.
You want to kill me. You want to take my life.
This is Darius. That's the husband talking right now.
You want to take my life because I don't like you. Not sure what that is. I think that's a little bit weird, but $44.9 is where you can find it.
He's giving out his addy. Now, you listen to how they talk. You see, they don't talk like, they don't be on that ratchet shit. They talk slow, but not like slow, like stupid slow. You think today it's Wednesday, but today is Friday, because they listen to Martin Luther King, they listen to Malcolm X. So that's why they talk like that. You people, you think I don't like you. But what they didn't account for is the fact that this land being a land of opportunity for them is a land of oppression for us.
But $44.9 is where you can find it.
We're gonna get into another guy in the camp right now. Who have we gone through right now? Lydia Cotton, Rochelle Ritchie, Darius, Dr. B. Okay. Now we get into Dr. Julio, another light-skinned brother from the Mama Adolph's family. Now, these niggas ain't real doctors, by the way. I hope you ain't confused. Like, these niggas is not doctors. These niggas just took the title, embodied the title, and did not even talk like doctors. I mean, do they talk? Is there a way a doctor talk? You know what? I take that back, okay? But the point is, they ain't doctors. But let's listen to Julio's rhetoric, okay? He is a Kevin Samuels baby, okay?
And the thing that I have to confess is Kevin Samuels was actually right. He was right about a lot of things. There are a lot of men and women both that have an incessantly high, or rather I should say excessively high, overvaluation of themselves. Dr. Jordan Peterson even talked about this. He said that a lot of times women, as they get older, they realize that all the degrees that they earned, all of the things they've accomplished don't mean as much to them as just a good relationship or a good family unit. I got a question. What would happen if we took social media away from relationships? What would happen if social media didn't exist in this century? What would happen if the only thing that we really gave about was finding somebody that could tolerate our bull at the same rate we could tolerate their bull? I guarantee you, we wouldn't be bashing single mothers. We wouldn't be bashing single fathers. But what we would be working towards is the conscious reconstruction of the nuclear black family. And that's the only thing that's going to save us.
Okay, so, now, Lydia is the head of the family, okay? Not the husband, okay? I'm not talking about their personal family. I'm talking about as far as the Mama Adolph's family, the people that she created content with. They were all like under her, okay? Now, her rhetoric with the whole "you're not black," going at black immigrants. Some people were really against her, so they started digging into her, right? And they came out and they said that she actually lives in a Section 8 house. I can't confirm if that's true or not, right? A lot of things were sent to me, you know, because, you know, Ground Voice is a big platform of social audio. A lot of things were sent to me, but I never posted her address or like, you know, like certain like certificates that was sent. I never posted those, right? I posted things that was already public on social media, okay? You know what I mean? Those things, I would post those. But they said that she lived in Section 8. It became a thing of like they were going to dox her, to expose her, to prove that she does not have grounds to be able to dictate how people should move on the app. Okay? She took time off the app. She vanished. And when she came back, you know, before she even left, she had dropped her like conversations or rhetoric about, you know, immigration and whatnot, right? And who is black and delineation and whatnot. And when she came back, she had to rebrand, right? And she's very smart. So just look at it. She goes from Mama Adolph's, which is like, you know, would be a Martin Luther Queen type of woman, right? She went from that to women empowerment. Like just look at how she was able to just throw her like handles and just like dribble into just another hustle. You know? So how did she operate this woman empowerment? She had to throw the men that she was on stages with under the bus. Now, these guys that she was on stages with, like, everything that they did, she was aware of and she was with them. But when it was time to rebrand, she threw them under the bus like she was never around these guys. Amazing. Amazing. The first guy was Dr. B. So Dr. B and the Nick Cells had a room, and Amber Rose came in the room. They trolled Amber Rose. That was a great opportunity for Lydia Cotton to make a room and say, what's been going on the app? What have I missed on the app? And in that moment, she used it to give straightening to Dr. B and make Dr. B look like he hated women. You understand what I'm saying? And that made Lydia Cotton look like she is moving away from these kind of guys, and she's rebranding, and now she's about women empowerment. And because a lot of women are sheep, they found a new shepherd. Let's listen.
Who knew that antagonizing that girl with her exes in a conversation where in a Nick Cells room, now she might not have known what space she was in, but you did. You knew. So even though you didn't go off on her and you didn't say anything rude to her, you knew exactly what you were doing. And the fact that you set up on a stage this morning in your own room and act like you had no responsibility, there was nothing wrong that you did. You were trying to have an intellectual conversation and just trying to be reasonable in your dialogue. That's bullshit. You were in a Nick Cell room, Brandon. You knew exactly what they were going to do and come off their mics. You knew that they were going to move any woman that was on the stage that could potentially defend her, or at the very least, level set the conversation. You knew they would move them down as soon as they came off their mics, and they did. And it was just her on the stage with a bunch of them and you looking like you wanted to have a reasonable conversation. And that's bullshit. You and I both know it's bullshit. You can sell that crap to everybody else, but I know you knew what was going to happen. And the second that you kept sliding them jabs in and stabbing her with them ex-boyfriends and them failed ass relationships, she was going to take the bait. And unfortunately for her, she didn't know the room she was in, the spaces that she was in, and the person that she was dealing with. Because when you say, oh, I'm trolling, you think it gives you license to be antagonizing and to be frustrating, just so that you can have talking points later. That's my whole point. Stop acting like you didn't know what was going to happen, because you did.
As far as like this clubhouse shit, Lydia, you knee deep in all the shit with us. Stop it. You can't play like you ain't been on them stages. Our back channel's laughing. You in cahoots now champion people that you done ran through the fucking mud.
Oh, I don't know Amber Rose.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that.
I'm not championing anybody.
Right.
So, you know, that's how she flipped on Dr. B. And then Julio was the next person. You know, she let Julio know that he don't bring anything to the table. Now, Julio is a brother that every time you saw him was wearing a suit. He a light-skinned brother in the suit. And his light-skinned mother just let him know, all you got is a suit. You ain't got no brain, no voice. You bring nothing of value to the table. Let's listen.
Did I ever tell Julio he didn't add any value?
Hold on. Let's get to it.
Never did I ever tell Julio he didn't add any value. What I did tell Julio, however, is that for me, you have never been in a space and added any intellectual, critical, or comparative analysis. For me, which is
imagine somebody that you help them build her ship, her platform, her you know, her brand, you know, Picking Cotton, that was the club. And, you know, at one point, y'all was rolling, defending each other, riding for her. Dr. B, one point, was beefing with me, you know, because Lydia didn't like me, and I didn't even know Dr. B. And now, she says this to you, Julio? Because Julio also had issues with me. They all had issues with me, and I didn't even know these guys like that. I wanted to interview Lydia, but the rest of the guys, I didn't know them. I was not fascinated or interested in them like that. Lydia's powers would fascinated me, you know. But you know, Julio, listen to what she's saying now.
Tell Julio he didn't add any value. What I did tell Julio, however, is that for me, you have never been in a space and added any intellectual, critical, or comparative analysis. That's just for me.
Which is not true.
Oh, well, other people
See, that's when you get into a realistic versus idealism. But in your idealistic world, that's how you saw it. So hey, you entitled to your opinion. Just
it's not what I said. It's what I said.
You know.
So, you know, the thing is, you rebrand and you essentially disown your old team. You probably account for yourself and the progress that you can make now, but you don't account for the mess that everything, you know, is going to become, how messy things are going to become. Just look at it this way. Like, if you mess up a foundation that you had, you know, you can try to escape, but you don't know how it's going to come back and haunt everybody, because these are also guys with voices. So now, if they feel like you came after them, you don't know if they're going to go out and put out your secrets into the world, because you guys at one point in time had fellowship, you know. But things was falling apart everywhere for the Mama Adolph's family. Julio, a man in the suit that everybody used to admire, was now being called a deadbeat, right? By his baby mama. She came on the app. She spoke. And for the longest, they did not interact. So it was like she would go on a stage, speak her piece. He will make a room, speak his piece. But I was able to get him on one stage. And let's listen to what happened.
You don't, which I never said I did. I would love the audio.
Responsibility.
I have one question. I would love
You did,
the audio.
but you
Hold on. I would love the audio, if you can produce it, of me saying I paid $1,300 a month. When I'm on the record, hold on, one second. When I'm on the record as saying I am going through the process of it, and I know the first time I said, hold on.
No need to, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you did say, and then you tried to change it up.
When did I? Okay.
It was addressed to me.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
We're not going to keep talking about it. You're not on child support. You don't pay anything. Outside of
let me ask you this question. You're over talking me. I have a question.
You don't pay anything.
You're over talking me, and I have a question. When did I say this?
You said it recently when you did
When?
the rooms. You were doing rooms about,
What
I
room?
don't fucking know. Like, you hold rooms every day. I'm not
Yes, and all
on
my
here
rooms
every day.
are
I don't be on here every day, but
Okay, one second.
do you pay? How about me?
No, I never said I did.
Do you
That's
pay
the point.
anything?
No,
Do you have you sent your son anything?
That's a lie. That part is a lie.
Have you
Now
paid anything for your son?
here's
Have
the
you
question.
bought any diapers?
I actually have. Now, we're not
No, you
doing
have not. You never did.
Dolly, I'm not doing
my witness.
Dolly, I'm not doing we're not doing this. Dolly,
So we're not gonna say
Dolly, we're not
a lie.
We're not doing this. I'm not lying. Again,
Okay, well, I'm
on the record as making a statement.
Paid anything.
Again, I'm on the record. Okay.
So that's
I'm
that. And it's sad
don't
that you even want me in this room to address that and go back and
because
forth.
I'm asking you.
When I'm telling the truth,
I'm
you
asking
never
you.
did anything.
I'm trying to ask a question, and you're not even letting me speak. That's not true.
That's not the truth.
Dolly,
Because you
again,
just want to look good for the people who
this has nothing to do.
lie
This
on
is
me so much to
no.
everybody.
Oh my
And
God.
it's
So
sad
you're gonna
that
keep over talking.
It's sad that
Can you
on here
Can
lying
you
to
give
all
me
these
30?
people
Can you give me
about
30 seconds? Can you give me 30 seconds?
that. No, because I'm about to go. You can talk to yourself.
Man, see, the thing is, people would have sympathy for Julio, right? But the clan that they all came from, they had their nose so up in the air that when they were getting exposed, it was like a breath of fresh air for people, because people was like, yo, you guys was the ones that was telling us how to move? What? That's what I'm talking about, okay?
I've been there. I ain't never.
Okay, this is Dr. B getting emotional now. Before, he was emotional about Sambito. Who was Sambito? Who was Sambito? Now he's emotional about Lydia, I like to go back to the clips, man. What did he say? Yeah, what was it?
For him and me.
Hold on.
I see this nigga in the hallway, man. Outside of the drama bullshit, this nigga be having 30, 40 people in this fucking room. Like, nobody wakes up in the morning like, I wonder what the fuck's on Sambitos, man. Nobody gives a fuck about this.
Man, they was happy, man. They was drilling me. They was happy, man. And then down the line, man. Down the line, it was bad for him and his mother, man. Mama Ados. Mama Ados. Mama Ados. Mama Ados. Mama Ados.
I've been there. I ain't never broke ranks. I held everybody's secrets, right? Now everybody always threw shots at me, and that's cool. I'm the emotional. Yep, I am emotional. Now I am. Because I saw niggas didn't give it up the same way that I did. And it's a good lesson to see. Niggas don't really fuck with you the way they say, and that's fine.
That day you did that room, and I came on there, me and Rochelle was on that stage. I don't know if you knew, because you were emotionally deep in your feelings. You had crawled in the black hole of how you felt. That every time you made the statement, you screamed the statement, I kept secrets. Now, I came off my mic immediately and said, what are you talking about? Whose secrets? What secrets?
Now, as far as the secrets, one of the secrets that came out was that when Lydia and Darius was running around the app, sunning everybody and telling people how to be and being the Negro ruling class, they were not officially married. They were just telling people they were married. It was a fugazi situation. They was not married. And I know this because they sent me the marriage certificate when they actually got married. I ain't never put it out though, But they sent it to me. I have it. So the whole time they was running around, sunning niggas, they weren't married, but they were telling people they was married. So the cap was getting pulled down their face, and it just was coming. It was peeling their skin off, and their skeleton was showing, and it was just as ugly as everyone else is, man.
Exactly. So again, why are you involved in this, man?
Hey, as soon as I hit play, it says exactly. As soon as I hit play, it says,
exactly. So again, why are you involved in this, man? Why? Okay, so what?
Okay, so this another light-skinned brother, Gary. Okay, so I'm not interested in Gary. Gary's not interested. He's a very boring person. He was kind of like the sixth man in the squad, right? Like, let's say Mama Ados got five starting lineup. Gary was six man. No, Gary was like the water boy, right? The water boy. Okay, this light-skinned water boy in the crew. Okay, that's Gary.
Let's think about this logically, like you said, right? Okay.
Because you gonna make this make sense. Why would I choose yesterday to start clout chasing?
I have no idea. That's why I'm asking you a question.
For almost a year, Brandon. Why would I choose tomorrow?
And that's the $1,000 question. Because you ain't involved in none of this. You said multiple times, we not friends, we not crew, we not cool. You ain't cool with none of the people I was cool with. How did Gary get involved in all this? It's the $1,000 question. And I'm asking you when you on stage, you like, we need to ask Darius. Nigga, you here. How did you get involved? What prior conversations did you have before that private room? We're weird, because if Darius want to talk to me, Darius got my number.
Yeah. You want to explain to this nigga why you told me?
He can't even speak for himself. He's calling on another man. He calling Darius. Let me skip past this because I don't even want to hear Gary. I'm gonna move past Gary real fast. So Gary, it came out that he likes men that dress like women. Okay. He likes men that dress like women, okay? Now you put that together. His arms are broken, okay? That's how he walk, okay? He light-skinned, just like the rest of them. Got a big-ass head, okay? He look like Bow Wow, but not the Bow Wow that you want, okay? Because he can't even sing. Anyways, so, remember I told you guys, once you burn your team and you are chasing your own progression, things might haunt you. Well, they sent me a footage of Lydia talking, and it seems like she was not all the way black her damn self. I said, oh Lord, this is content. This is good content. They sent me that video. Ooh, I couldn't wait to post it. I couldn't wait to make a room. I couldn't wait to post. Let's listen.
I can name you 8 reasons why not to date a white man.
Okay, she was younger, okay, at this time when she made this video, because she had been on Facebook, she had been on YouTube, so this is one of her like older videos that they dug up and sent to me. I don't know who sent it. I never give up my sources, but my point is, when you burn your crew, you don't know who in your crew gonna be doing their homework to burn you too. Woo! When you burn your crew, you don't know who in your crew gonna be doing your home. Damn, let me get my rap back. Let me get my shit back. When you burn your crew, you don't know who in your crew gonna be doing their homework to burn you too. When you burn your crew, you don't know who in your crew gonna be doing their homework to burn you too. Woo!
I can name you 8 reasons why not to date a white man. I really could. I mean, I'm not gonna use my brain cells to think of such dumbass lists, but I genuinely could do it. Does that make it valid for not dating a white guy? Of course not. First of all, you should be dating somebody. And then let me just say, I'm not the biggest advocate for interracial relationships. I mean, if it wasn't for one, I really wouldn't be here.
Whoa! If it wasn't for one, I wouldn't be here. In that moment, it was over, man. It was over. It was over. The curtains, the veil, it came off. Everything was over.
Relationships. I mean, if it wasn't for one, I really wouldn't be here. Relationships. And then let me just say, I'm not the biggest advocate for interracial relationships. I mean, if it wasn't for one, I really wouldn't be here.
This is a woman that was telling people they in black. Just for us to find out she was not all the way black herself. Nigga. These light-skinned people, man, god damn it, yo, that shit was crazy. But you know, why did Lydia have to come for me? You know what I'm saying? Why did she have to come for me, man? Because I ain't even try to go for her, but God just kept sending me weapons. Blah, 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 blah. I was shooting. But, you know, I try not to hurt her because I wasn't, you know, I didn't talk about her marriage. I didn't try to do the Section 8 stuff. You know what I'm saying? I focused on what was already out on social media. And the reason why I didn't go so hard, because she wasn't my op. My ops, I did detrimental things to my ops. My ops forever gonna remember me because I left something in their souls that will never die and it's still growing and it's gonna eat them alive. My ops is gonna be crying 50 years from now, man. My ops. But Lydia, I caressed her with the clapbacks. You know what I mean?
Yes, I kind of am a walking poster sign for them. But at the end of the day, I love the whole black love thing. But there are some white guys that I would date. I have a very good white friend. I have a few.
Oh, did you hear that? That's Lydia talking about she would date some white guys. It was never heard before. Everybody was looking at this crazy. Whoa, what?
There are some white guys that I would date. I have a very good white friend. I have a few white friends that one particularly that I love to death, and I would
I mean, after this came out, obviously you can imagine the family was very angry at me. The husband, they decided not to respond or speak about me or speak to me. They never came on my stages. I think the husband came on my stage one time, but Lydia never came on my stage. You know, they vowed to never fuck with me. I think if they ever came to any of my spaces, it was in a burner account. But you know, I'm so potent. You gonna respond to me someday. You cannot say I would never ever speak or respond to Sam Beto. You are going to speak about me. You are.
I mean, at the end of the day, Tommy's not the first nor the last. Like, it's a nigga quite literally going, I ain't gonna say I don't do that beating around the bush. Sam Beto is running around going on Lydia's Facebook and Instagram pages and taking pictures of her exes and posting them in an attempt to disrespect me.
I don't give a fuck. My husband would have been a heathen, knocked the nigga teeth out, and also
Knock the nigga teeth out. First of all, let's be clear. Ain't none of these niggas built like that. They not. Listen, all I want to know is what your. My question was simple. What is your hatred for this woman? Why is it so clear? Why is it so strong? He don't really have an answer.
Oh, I don't have an answer? Well, first off, it's not hate. Let's get it straight. It's not hate. But I don't have an answer? This is Lydia.
Descendants of American slaves, Sam too is ignorant. So, and out of respect for him and me, I just think it's beneath the both.
Hold on.
That's not Sam's first time doing that, Rita, which is why I don't fuck with Sam on the app.
First off, so when you ask that question, you know exactly why. You know exactly why me and Lydia was not cool. Y'all was clapping at me. And Dr. B told me that y'all didn't like me because I'm African. You crazy? Huh? Dr. B told me straight up when Dr. B and Lydia was going back and forth because the same Dr. B that would go to DR, you know what I mean, and had girlfriends in the DR, and they all knew when they had beef, they started calling him a predator. Like he would go to DR for what they sex tour, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, oh, you're a predator, you go there because the women are cheaper. They're making it seem like he's over there fucking young girls, whatever they was trying to paint. And he was like, yo, I actually have girlfriends over there. But the whole point is like, he was not hiding going there. And y'all sat next to him when he was talking about his experience there. But when y'all had beef, y'all flipped it and made it seem like he's doing some predatory shit. Like what? You know what I'm saying? So like it was in their nature to be backstabbing. So I'm not surprised that when I was down, that was the time they rose up to step on me. They just did not calculate that I'm the type of nigga I will always come back. But I always came back in conjunction to my clapbacks. I always came back and let Lydia know that I do have a soft side for her.
Lydia, what is it gonna take, Lydia? Sweet Lydia, my sweet biracial Lydia. This is Beto speaking from the Ground Voices office. What is it gonna take? Cause I wanna fix this. I'm pouring my heart out to you, Lydia. I heard you said you'd rather pour boiling grits on your vagina. Your sweet, clean vagina than to see, read, or watch, or hear anything Ground Voices related. Lydia, Ground Voices is the headquarters. Ground Voices is at the top. We're blessed by God. We're led by the Holy Spirit. I speak as the head of Ground Voices. I'm here, Mama Ados. I want to fix it with you.
The villain laugh. Mama Ados. Mama Ados. Just leave me alone, man. You either be my friend or be a stranger. Don't be an op, man. I kill all my ops, you know? All my weapons work. Now look, this is the end of Dr. Julio. In the end, you know, it was kind of very sad. But I think he was being performative here though. Like, you know, Dr. B's was worse. You know, these guys are all right now, as I speak, doing their thing. I think they've been able to walk past their trauma, sidestep their trauma, or at least hide it from the public, you know. But in the end, you know, with the fall of the Mama Ados family, we saw some of those guys go through some traumatic experiences, you know.
Do you realize how many fathers don't want to be a daddy? Do you really understand that? Do you motherfuckers have half a clue? You know, Julio was going through it, you know, because, you know, Dolly, you know, the mother of his child, you know, she felt like he was attacking her at one point in time, so she was in retaliation to those attacks. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I didn't pick a side, but I didn't like Julio. But I tried to be fair, so I even interviewed Julio. But you know, I have a good relationship with Dolly, and I never judged her actions because that's their family business, and they decided to bring it to the public. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they lived together, did a DNA test, so he was aware that it was his child. And there's a lot of backstories to everything. So, you know, when it got on the app, it seemed like, you know, she had enough. And shit blew up. And I believe that it affected Julio, especially the fact that he came in with a suit. So it's almost like you come in with a suit, and your past throws shit on your suit. So now you're in a suit, but your suit stinks. And Dr. B, one day he came on the app and he was just crying and we didn't know why.
I don't want to leave y'all. I don't know what to do. I want to just rip this out.
He wanted to rip something out and we didn't know what it was. And then we realized that what he wanted to rip out, you actually can't rip it out because it's forever. It's called herpes. So somebody was hanging it over his head. He told some women on Clubhouse that he got herpes, and they was, you know, kind of using it against him, like, we gonna expose you. And he left the app, and then he posted it on his IG that, yo, he got herpes. That's what it's actually, they're trying to expose him on. And then he came back and he actually fought back through it and said, yo, he got it, but he's dealing with it, and it's whatever now. So
2018, I was like, all right, gotta shake this shit off, B. It's, you know, it's part of your life now. Cool. That's when I do take antivirals. I do. And that's just because I'm super duper careful. Even though I'm asymptomatic, I want to make sure that there's no chance. So condoms, antivirals, you know, every day for me. I mean, that just became my life. Oh, also, black women, y'all outnumber black men 2-1 in the stats. Now, I've seen some studies that say black women, up to 50% of black women have it. No, I don't think that's true. But y'all do outnumber black men 2-1. You living in these big cities, you having sex, and you ain't had an IgG antibody blood test, you can't say shit to me. It's you probably, just like I am. Asymptomatic, no symptoms, with the same condition. So, yeah, that's how that was. But like I said, I'm back. I'm in therapy. I'm working through it. So for Danielle, and I'm gonna say her name because Danielle tried to throw shade at me in the room. Danielle, don't forget we did the interview where you got burnt by old boy. Just be lucky. And you fucked this whole crew. Okay, I'm done being messy for that one. I had to get my lick back. But you did fuck everybody in that whole crew, I heard. Like everybody. Like 7 of them niggas trying to train on you.
So yes, that was the Dr. B story, you know, the Julio story. Rochelle Ritchie just, you know, disappeared. Gary got exposed, you know, it came out that he is into men that dress like women. And Lydia, you know, she's a woman that came on the app as Martin Luther Queen, Mama Ados Tubman, and then she transformed as a woman empowerment queen, and now she's officially become who she actually is, a drama queen. All the things that she spoke against, that's what she actually turned her Mama Ados family into. They went from having conversations about topics, you know, immigration, Black Americans, Africans, pro-blackness, to now they was all spilling their personal business. And as you heard, a lot of their personal business was played in this segment. So they was pointing one finger at all the content creators, like myself, but the rest of their fingers was being pointed at themselves. And when I was covering drama and they were so against it, they have absolutely become the drama that they claim that they hated. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the rise and fall of the Mama Ados family. Until next time, Sambito, I'm out.
Okay, how?